Hello everyone, this is Divakar from Mechanical Second Year. Today here I am to discuss about urbanization and impact on biodiversity. Introduction to urbanization. Urbanization refers to the increasing population concentration in urban areas. This phenomenon has accelerated significantly over the last century, influencing various social and environmental effects. Understanding the urbanization is crucial for assessing its impacts on biodiversity and ecosystems. Urbanization. The definition of urbanization is the increase in the proportion of the population residing in towns brought on about migration of rural populations into towns and cities and or higher urban levels of natural increase resulting for the greater proportion of people of childbearing age in cities may have 2015. Nowadays, the people are migrating to the village to towns to for their works. So this leads to the urbanization. Example: one of the first cities to experience urbanization was London between 1700 to 1800. London grew up from 6 lakhs to 1 million residents. This was due to industrialization and growth of urban factories that has start need for labor. People started moving to London in search the work in the factories. Definition of biodiversity. Biodiversity encompasses the variety of life forms within a given ecosystem, including species diversity, genetic diversity, and ecosystem diversity. Healthy biodiversity contributes to ecosystem resilience, productivity, and overall environmental stability. The loss of biodiversity can disrupt ecological balance and threaten the services ecosystem provide to human societies. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity refers to the diverse kinds of living things in a given area. Urbanization trends. The world is experiencing unprecedented levels of urban growth, with projections indicating that nearly 68% of the global population will reside in urban areas by 2050. Rapid urbanization often leads to the expansion of cities into previous undeveloped land. This expansion can result in habitat destruction, fragmentation, and alteration of natural landscapes. From this, we can observe that the urbanization was very high in nowadays, and it will lead to very high in future before the 2050, before the year of 2050. Habitat loss. Urbanization frequently converts natural habitats into residential, commercial, and industrial zones. By urbanization, we lost the habitat and it becomes residential. Habitat loss is one of the primary drivers of biodiversity decline, leading to the extinction of numerous species. The shrinking of habitats disrupts ecological networks and limits wildlife movement and gene flow. Population and urbanization. Urban areas are significant sources of pollution, including air, water, and soil contaminants. Pollution can severely affect flora and fauna, leading to reduced productivity rates and increased mortality. Many species are unable to adapt to polluted environments, further exacerbating biodiversity loss. By, by pollution, by pollution, By urbanization, the pollution is very high. We can observe from this. Urbanization environments often facilitate the introduction and spread of invasive species which can outcompete native species. Invasive species can interrupt local ecosystems, leading to change in species composition and ecosystem functions. This presence of invasive species can also complicate conservation efforts and increase management challenges. How do invasive species spread? By observing these pictures, we can see that how do invasive species spread. Climate change in urban areas. Urbanization contributes to climate change through increased greenhouse gas emissions from transportation, industry, and energy use. Most of the urbanization causes to the soil pollution, air pollution, and leads to globalization. And, and irregular climate changes will may occur. Climate change poses additional risks to biodiversity as species may struggle to adapt to rapidly changing conditions. Urban heat islands can exacerbate these effects, creating localized environments that are inhospitalized to many species. Green infrastructure. Incorporating green infrastructure in urban planning can help mitigate the negative impacts of urbanization on biodiversity. Green spaces such as parks and green roofs provide habitats for wildlife and enhance urban ecosystem service. Effective green infrastructure planning can improve air quality, manage storm water, and support biodiversity conservation. By increasing the green infrastructures like green spaces such as parks, green roofs provide habitats for wildlife may decrease the globalization. Community engagement and education. Engaging communities in biodiversity conservation efforts can foster a sense of stewardship and responsibility. Educational initiatives can raise awareness about the importance of biodiversity and impacts of urbanization. Involving local pollutions in conservation projects can lead to more sustainable urban environments and practices. We have to educate the people on green infrastructure and do not do any pollution. Um, Conclusion and future directions. The relation between urbanization and biodiversity is complex and multifaceted, requiring careful management and planning. Future urban development must prioritize biodiversity conservation alongside social and economic growth. Sustainable urban pictures can ensure that cities remain livable while protecting valuable ecosystem and their inhabitants. By this, we can conclude that there is more pollution by the urbanization. So we want to stop this urbanization. Uh, Urbanization. So this is all about urbanization and its effects on biodiversity. Thank you to everyone.